What's up, guys? We have another video today, kind of another life hack or motorcycle hack like the previous video. My last video, essentially what I did was I put a set of wireless Bluetooth speakers into this. It's worked great so far. If you haven't seen that video, go and check that one out. The previous video, essentially I put together that headset after watching a review that MotoHack did of the Sena SMH 10R. Really great product, really terrific review. MotoHack had me about 99.5% convinced to buy it, but I didn't, basically because I don't ride in groups that much and I didn't need the intercom function, so I went with the cheap DIY route instead. So that's kind of like what we're going to do today. Essentially what we're going to do is find a way to secure this to my bike. Have a couple ideas on how to do it. Unlike the previous video where I had a pretty good idea of what I was going to do, list of materials, and just went ahead and did it, this is just going to kind of be a as you go type thing. Got some stuff, I'm going to throw it on the bike, see how it works. Initial plan was to mount it to the fork stem, but on my bike, which is a SV650 Suzuki, it actually has a chrome cap on the fork stem, so the only way to go ahead and mount into the fork stem would be to drill through that cap or to remove it and replace it with a Gixxer cap. Not sure if I want to do that. If I do end up going that route, I do have some materials that I plan on using to kind of mount it to the fork stem. Essentially just some plumbing washers and some screws. If we go that route, these may be the materials that I use. But essentially what I have to hook this up to my bike is just an off-brand car phone mount. The plan is to make some sort of mount that will go between my truck and my bike. We'll see if that works, maybe using Velcro or something, but we're going to go and start by unpackaging this and see what this looks like. Boom. So what we have here is a kind of like a flex mount that will fit my phone. A suction cup. Not sure if I'm going to use this on the tank yet. I'm not sure if I trust this completely. We may find a different way to just go ahead and mount this to the bike alone. Not sure how that's going to happen yet. And then I think this is going to be used in my vehicle. Basically a set of 3M adhesive, probably just going to go on my dash, and then the suction mount can go right on top of that. Alright, so kind of ran into the first hiccup here. Original design was this plastic piece was going to act as the base for the fork stem mount, and nut right here would push down on these rubber washers, expand them, and it would act kind of like a ram mount. Good idea in concept, but in actuality it's not going to be the best option. As you can see, I covered the top right here in the hook end of the Velcro, and then I have the loop end right here. So essentially the theory was that this would be mounted in my fork stem, and the phone mount could be switched from on the fork stem to in the car on a suction mount. Like I said, great in theory, couple design flaws. One, putting this in my forks would actually require me to go ahead and either drill out that cover for the forks or order a new part, probably from a Gixxer with an open fork. In the long run, that would be more money and more time than I'm really willing to put into this whole project. So that was bust number one. Number two is the Velcro system right here. Looks great, looks stable, but it's not really as stable as I would like. I'm not willing to put my $500 phone in this mount with this much play in the system. I have no doubt that this would be secure in the fork pretty well, but this whole Velcro deal isn't very reassuring. Too many points of failure when you consider there's one here, and then one here. So I've actually come up with a new idea, which I'm going to show you right here. So essentially what I've done is I've put 2 magnets on the inside of the flex mount case, and this is going to be magneted right on the tank of my bike. To keep from scratching my bike, what I've done is I've mounted the same pieces that I originally used for what was going to be my fork stem mount, these little rubber washers on all 4 corners of the back of the mount, also to raise it because there is a surface right here that needs to connect to the suction cup mount if I'm going to put this on my vehicle. Nice thing about these, the corner of the box, there's actually screws in the washers. Obviously I already have holes in them, so the screws can go right in there, and it actually provides a little bit of grip, a little bit of texture to kind of assist the magnets, but at the same time it's rubberized, so it's not going to damage my tank. I've had magnets on my tank before. I had a parking pass that was a magnet, and it stayed on, doing 90 plus, and never had a problem flying off, so should be okay. Again, if something does happen, then it's my own damn fault, but this should work pretty well. I know a lot of people are going to ask the question, won't the magnets interfere with the phone some way? And the answer is no, not these type of magnets. If you do a little bit of research about your phone, back in the old day, if you held a huge magnet up against your computer, it would, kind of spaz out on you, a bunch of weird colors and sounds and stuff. It's basically because back then the monitors for computers were CRT monitors. A smartphone like this is an LCD screen, so it's not going to affect it whatsoever. Speakers use magnets, so it's not going to be affected by an external magnetic field. Other stuff like the GPS, that all uses geo-positioning and stuff like that, so nothing about magnets is really going to affect that. So long story short, a large, huge neodymium magnet will affect your phone, but not a small magnet like this. It won't even have any effect on the hard drive or storage or anything like that, because nowadays smartphones like my Galaxy S5 use a flash drive instead of a traditional hard drive that actually uses neodymium magnets inside of it. So nothing about the smartphone will be affected by this, which is good. There's plenty of materials in between the phone and the case that's going to kind of interrupt the magnetic field a little bit, and so we're going to go and see if this sticks well on the bike. I've already tested it with just this back, and it sticks perfectly on the bike, doesn't move around at all, it's really strong. But I'm going to go ahead and put this together, and we're going to see how it transfers from my bike to my vehicle. I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through this part, just putting them out together. Wiping some of the glue and dust crap off of it. And there it is drying. Alright, so it's all done. The feet right here are kind of held on by just some 2-part epoxy. Same with the magnets inside. But everything's pretty much dry, a little bit tacky, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how the phone fits in here. It's actually a really tight fit, but obviously the spring and the flex mount right there. Bottom goes right there, and it fits like I said, really snug for my phone, which is good since it's not going to go anywhere. There it is. Magnets are right here, and whenever I want to switch from the bike to the car, just take it off the bike, magnet, and it hooks on. Like that. So yeah, pretty happy with it. Go and show you it on the bike and in the car. Okay, I'm gonna voice over this part because my neighbors already think I'm crazy as it is. So there's the bike. That's Elizabeth. Like I said, SV650. I'm gonna go and show you how the mount goes on the tank. Just put some stuff down here real quick. Alright, so here's the mount. I'm gonna throw it on the tank. There it is. It's pretty snug. It's not gonna go anywhere because it's behind the windscreen. So there it is vertically. You can also go and pick it up and change it horizontally, as you see here. Nice thing is you can put it anywhere based on your riding style. Down here if you want. Random cat. Come here, kitty. Alright, I'm going to show you it in the car. Maybe. Alright, I have it mounted on my sunroof right now, just as an example. It's probably not where I'll keep it, but there it goes. In vertical, snaps right in, and you can also tilt it horizontal, back vertical, and there it is. Cat. Just one note, this is a Galaxy S5. It's kind of on the larger end of the phone spectrum, but it's not the largest. But as you saw, it barely fits in the flex mount that I got. So if you are going to go along this line and you know, get an adjustable mount and you have a bigger phone like, you know, say a Note or a Mega or Flex, you may run into a little bit of trouble with this, especially if you have a case on it. This barely fits in here, and there it is. Going into this one, didn't have much of an idea of what I was going to do. Just kind of ran into Walmart, bought some stuff, and threw it together and ran with it. If you guys have any questions about the mount system, go and message me or drop it below. Shout out to Motohacking for the idea for this mounting system in his RAM mount review. And yeah, in the meantime, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe, and if you have any ideas for future videos or hack videos, DIY videos, go and send me a message. Shout to all my